All right, we are live on the Coach Eli television network. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the late night with Coach Eli edition. Glad you could join me here tonight. This is going to be a very, very different type of show. I wanted to come out here tonight live and share how I've been feeling lately. I'm sure you folks saw the title of the stream and you read the thumbnail, you clicked in on the thumbnail, so you have an idea of how this is going to go. But I'm probably going to be here for a little while, probably at least a couple hours, maybe even up to 3 hours. We'll see how long this show lasts because I have a lot of material to go over. I'm going to be sharing my personal feelings, and I'm also going to be going through a couple of Reddit postings to show you how some other guys are feeling about the same thing. But let me just make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it has. And let me just check out the back end of everywhere. YouTube looks good. Facebook looks good. And D Live looks good. Let's get right to it. Beastmaster is here. Good morning, Coach. I hope your day goes good, man. I hope so too, bro. I hope so too. I didn't really mentally prepare myself for this show. And I did that for a reason, because I want to go raw and on the fly. So let me just read the title of this stream first, and then we're going to get right to it. I'm going to do my little monologue here, share my thoughts, and then I'm going to get to the first of 2 Reddit postings. The topic of this stream is, it is okay for men to feel lonely, ... sharing how I've been feeling lately. One more time. It is okay for men to feel lonely, ... sharing how I've been feeling lately. I want to start off this show by coming out and saying that regardless of the type of man you are, whether you're an alpha male, a beta male, somewhere in the middle, regardless of the type of man you are, it is completely 100 million% normal for you to feel lonely at times, or lonely for longer periods of time. There's nothing wrong with that. And if anyone else criticizes you for feeling lonely, as a man, whether another man or a group of men criticize you for feeling lonely, or even a group of women criticize you for feeling lonely. Now, I know women typically wouldn't do that type of thing. Okay? But typically what happens in these situations that men go through, and we never discuss these things. We never discuss when men feel lonely. And we do fucking feel lonely. We do. We really do. We never discuss this because we fear the repercussion or repercussions from our peers, right? We fear other men saying, dude, you're a man up, suck up, or suck it up, right? Man up, suck it up, right? Men don't act like this. Men don't feel lonely. Men don't need anything or anyone to be happy. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. That's a bunch of hogwash bullshit. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you the audience I'm trying to target with this message. I'm trying to target other good men that are feeling lonely, and I want them to know that it's okay to feel this way. It's okay to feel this way, right? But I'll tell you the market this is going to reach the most, and I'll tell you who's going to react to this the most. It's going to be the trolls and the haters, right? Let's talk about them for a second, just for a brief second, because it ties in with the topic, right? The trolls and the haters, especially the male trolls and haters, will come out And this is what they're going to do. I'm going to tell you how they're going to scrutinize this, right? Which is why most male creators fear coming out and doing a stream like this or a video like this, but I don't fear it because I'm real. The trolls and haters are going to scrutinize this because they're feeling more lonely than anyone, right? If you've ever been trolled or hated upon on YouTube or any other social media platform, or even in real life, right? Why do people scrutinize you or criticize you or attack you or try to belittle you? Why do they do that? Why? Because they're feeling more lonely than anyone, right? Because if they had something or other better things to do, they would not be trolling, right? Why would you waste your time on a platform like YouTube trolling all day, every day, if you had better things to do, if you were not feeling lonely? So, if you're a man and you fear sharing your story of dealing with loneliness at times or more than at times, and you fear that because of trolls and haters and people kicking you down, well, look at it this way. They're more lonely than you and I are. That's the truth. That's the absolute truth. That's the absolute truth. They're not going to admit it. What they're going to do is try to mask that loneliness by coming at you harder and making videos about you, especially myself because I'm a coach, right? I'm a coach, right? But just because I'm a coach doesn't mean I don't go through things. I'm a human being just like you. The difference is I may have a little more experience than you do and maybe have, a little bit more of a gutsy, risk-taking attitude to come out here and share this information, because it's not easy to come out here and share this information for the reasons I just mentioned, right? There's nothing wrong for myself, even as a coach, a professional coach, to feel lonely at times like I've been feeling lately. And tonight, I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it because I want you guys to know, once again, I'm going to keep saying this till you understand it. I want you guys out there to know that it is okay and normal and healthy to feel this way, right? Is it a good feeling? No. But is it unhealthy? No. It is normal, right? But how do most people handle it? Most people don't talk about it, right? Most guys don't talk about it. They keep it sucked inside, right? They keep it deep within, right? And then it starts to build up, right? It starts to build up, right? Maybe you've tried to talk about it to some of your guy friends, but they say, I don't want to hear that shit, dude. You're bringing me down, dude. Well, any guy friend that doesn't want to hear about things you're going through, especially loneliness, they're not a real friend. They're not a real friend. They're not a real friend. So a real friend would never kick another man down for any reason. And any one of your friends that's not willing to listen to you going through something like this is probably worse off than you are. And I'm not saying that you're bad. I'm saying that any one of your guy friends that you would go to try to talk with them about how you've been feeling lonely lately, about life and things not going the way you want them to go for you in life, right? They're probably feeling the same way. They're just projecting back onto you by saying, dude, I don't want to talk about that, dude. That's not what us dudes talk about, right? Really? It's not what us dudes talk about? We don't have feelings? Just because we're men, we don't have freaking feelings? We do have feelings. We have feelings just like women do. Men and women both have feelings, right? We both have a heart and soul, right? We both have feelings, and when our hearts get broken, and when things aren't going the way we want them to go in life, right? We start to feel sad, right? We start to feel lonely, sometimes maybe a little depressed, right? Right? But we're supposed to suck it up and keep it in and not talk about it, right? Because it makes us look less manly, right? It makes us look less manly, which is what I'm trying to say, right? That's what people say, right? I used to think that way myself in my younger days. And as I got older, I realized it doesn't feel good to keep things in. Have you guys noticed that the suicide rate amongst men is far greater in the modern world than it is with women? There are more men taking their lives over situations like these than women. Why is that, right? Why is that? Because men don't support other men when we're going through shit like this. Men don't support other men when we're going through things like this, right? Why is the suicide rate lower for women? Why? Because women will talk about this stuff all day, every day, for a week straight, and they'll support each other through thick and thin, right? Regardless of this being the modern world and how the dating world is, we all know that. I've talked about that many times in the past. Women still stick together, right? Are they right about everything? No, but they're very supportive to each other when they're going through these things. But when it comes to men, we don't support each other when we're going through this stuff, right? So then we're on our own, right? Big macho men. Hey, Arnie, how you doing? That's right. These guys try to be macho men, right? Any guy that tries to be a macho man, right? All they're doing is projecting their insecurities. All they're doing is holding things in that at one point is going to get them to blow like a volcano, right? Why do you guys think that men become abusive in relationships with some women? Like Arnie said, it's typically these macho guys, right? These macho guys, when they don't get their way with women, or if women try to leave them, right? Because that can happen, right? Why do these macho guys become abusive? Why? Because when they go through things and they're feeling lonely and they're feeling depressed and they have emotions that they're keeping bottled up, they're feeling bad about something within themselves, they don't talk about it, right? They keep it bottled up, right? So what happens in these situations? These guys go and they date women and they meet a woman, and that woman ends up becoming that man's comfort, right? I understand how that works. It's very comforting to be with a good woman, right? So these guys that have issues deep within themselves, they come up as macho men to mask their insecurities, to mask their pain that they're going through instead of talking about it with other guys or other people, right? So they get with a woman to further mask that pain, right? The woman validates the guy that he still is a good guy, right? And remember, like I've said in the past, validation-seeking behavior is not masculine energy, it's feminine energy. These guys, they date these women. They date women because it validates them that they're still the man, right? But it's only putting a temporary band-aid on it, because what happens, after a while, the woman's going to realize the type of guy she's with. He's not all there emotionally, right? So then she's going to end up leaving him. And then the guy gets triggered further and becomes abusive to the woman, maybe even possibly physically abusing her, right? Why? Because he's held in all those feelings he's had, the lonely feelings, the feelings of depression, the feelings of things, not going the way he wants them to go, because men don't talk about these things. They live hidden under a blanket of shame. That's right, brother. That's right. I have no shame. I know for a fact there's an audience out there that's going to scrutinize me through multiple videos for doing this, for coming out and talking about this, right? But I don't give a shit. I don't. They can do whatever they want because let me tell you this. I know deep within the people that react to this in a negative way, especially men reacting to this in a negative way, they're worse off than I am. They're more in a negative state than I'm in, right? Or they're feeling more lonely than I am, right? They're just masking it, right? They're putting a Band-Aid on it, right? And they know it, right? But why are they going to scrutinize it? Because it keeps their mind off of them feeling that way. It keeps their mind off of them feeling that way. They don't want to feel that way. They don't like that feeling, right? And they're too afraid to talk about it. They're too afraid to talk about it, like I keep saying, because they fear being called less of a man. You're not a man. Men don't share their emotions. Men don't share their feelings. Men don't talk about these things. Men just suck it up, right? We suck it up, like I keep saying. Sorry, folks. I had to let that out. I had to let that out. Because I've never been one. Well, in my younger days, yes, I kept things in a little bit more. But since my mid to late 20s, early 30s, I've never been able to, hold things in like this. And quite frankly, sometimes that comes at a fault. I've never been the type of guy that puts up with BS, regardless of where it's coming from. And in some cases, it can really, really hurt you, right? For example, if you work in the corporate world or if you work a day job, right, you're going to be dealing with so much BS that's going to make you feel this way, right? But in the corporate world or when you work for somebody else, if something is happening that's making you feel this way, if you talk about it, if you go to human resources or your manager and you talk about it, they tell you to just suck it up or they tell you, that's just the way it is, right? Especially if you're a man. If you're a man, they tell you to suck it up, right? That's how it used to be when I worked in the corporate world and I worked in retail. They would tell me to suck it up. What would happen when a woman would go to human resources or go to a manager and say they're unhappy about a certain thing? They would listen to her and take care of her, right? But when it comes to men, we're supposed to suck it up all the time, right? You want to talk about equality in the modern world? That's not equal. Men are supposed to take everything in without question, without filter. You're right, Arnie. A lot of women out there think that there's still a long way to go before things are truly equal between men and women. Ladies, let me tell you something. You have surpassed us. And I'll be the first to come out and say it. You ladies have surpassed us, and you're going to continue surpassing us. And I'm going to tell you why you're going to continue surpassing us, because you ladies know how to stick together. You ladies know how to support each other emotionally when you go through things like this. Men don't have any clue on how to do that. And the ones that do know how to do it fear doing it because they don't want to be scrutinized by the rest, right? That's the truth of the matter. That's the absolute truth of the matter. I sound a bit angry, folks, and I kind of am. I needed to let this out. This has been building up for a while. It's been building up for a while. Why? Because I'm a good guy that's emotionally strong, emotionally stable. I'm in touch with my emotions. I'm not afraid to express myself, but I'm not a big sissy either. I'm a well-balanced man, right? I'm a good dude, right? Nowadays, if you're a good dude, you're a law-abiding citizen, and you try your best to do things right, you get barreled over. You get barreled over by the guys that do the wrong things, right? You get barreled over, right? It's almost like you can't be a good dude anymore. It's almost like you can't be open with your feelings and your emotions and your wants and your needs. Why can't men share what the hell they want, right? Why do men have to hold back and say, or not say that they really want to be with a woman, that they really want a relationship, that they really enjoy the company of a woman, that they miss not having a woman, right? Why can't men come out and say those things, right? I think a real man, in my opinion, is able to say those things and not give a shit about what any other man or woman thinks, right? And if a woman thinks that you're weak for being that open and honest and real and transparent, that she's not the right woman for you. I keep referring back to my ex, Dana. I'll share this brief story again. That was the most touching thing any woman ever did and said to me. We were dating for about, I think it was 6 months or so. And it was Sunday night. I was pulling out to, actually I was pulling to drop her off, and I was going to pull out and leave and go back to my place and then come back next weekend, the following weekend. And I was feeling a certain way about something. I can't remember what it was, right? I felt very emotional. I think it was something that happened between her and I. I can't remember what it was. And I was holding my steering wheel, parked in her driveway, with the engine off. She was on the passenger seat. And I was trying so hard to prevent myself from crying. I really was. Didn't want to cry in front of my woman. Didn't want to come off, any less of a man. Even though I'd already been through that in the past and I knew what was happening, I just didn't want to show weakness to her, right? She's like, "What's wrong, Dave? Just tell me what's wrong. Let it all out." She goes, "Just let it all out." And I couldn't hold back. I started dropping a couple tears. I told her, I said, "I'm ashamed, Dana. Like, I feel I'm being really weak right now. I feel like I'm not being strong enough for you. I shouldn't be crying like this, and, I should be a lot stronger than that." She came over. She said, come here, babe. You have no idea how you're making me feel right now. When you are able to be this vulnerable with me, this is when I feel the closest to you. And this is when I feel you're actually more of a man than ever. When I heard that from her, I've never heard any woman say that to me, even though that's the way it should be. It's the way it should be. I said, "You know what? I'm not going home tonight. I'll work from here. Tomorrow, if you're okay, I'll head back tomorrow afternoon." She's like, "Come on up, babe. Spend some more time together." It was just a beautiful evening. That's a moment I'll never forget, folks. It's a moment I'll never forget. But not all women are like that to understand what men go through. And not all men would have let themselves or allowed themselves to be as vulnerable as I allowed myself to be, because I just I forgot what happened in that situation. I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to let it out. Us guys, we're expected to take bullets all day, every day, and keep going and not fall. We're expected to be shot with machine guns and still keep moving forward, right? Now, us guys can take a lot, and most of us are pretty strong, and we do take a lot. But at what point are we allowed to give a little, right? Meaning, at what point are we allowed to just, put our guards down and, be vulnerable and be open with our feelings and express ourselves on how we're feeling deep within? At what point is that, right? Let me share with you folks how I've been feeling lately. Then I'm going to take my first break. We're at 26 minutes right now. And then we'll get to the Reddit stuff. As I entered my 40s, before I turned 40, I definitely wanted to have kids. I still do want to have kids to this day and have a family and have a good woman to grow old with. But I'm 47, almost 48. And most of the women that I'm going to attract are going to be in their late 30s to their early to mid 40s. And they either already have kids and don't want more kids, or they just can't have kids. They've had a hysterectomy or had their tubes tied or something like that. Or they've never had kids and just don't want kids. There are a lot of women out there nowadays that just don't ever want to have kids. This is a really crazy, different world we're living in, right? So that's all I've ever wanted, is to find a good woman to just spend time with. When we're not working, go hiking, go to nice dinners, go to weekend getaway trips, have some good loving, date a year or two, and get married and have a couple kids, right? Pulling teeth nowadays is less painful than finding that. That's the truth of the matter, right? When you come from, the old school days like I did, I was born in 73. When you come from Generation X and you still believe in all that, you still want that. I grew up during a time where things were different than the way the world is today, the way the world has become. It's become so progressive. It's progressing way too fast, to be honest with you. It's just progressing way too fast. And it's progressing out of control, in my opinion. And to be honest, I'm not trying to criticize ladies. I have respect for men and women. It's progressing, very fast, more in the favor of women, right? It's become a woman's world. It has. It really has. Ladies, whether you admit it or not, it's become a woman's world. Like, even getting a date with a woman nowadays is a lot of effort just to get a date, just to get a phone call, right? Like, even trying, if you use these dating apps, even trying to get the woman on the phone to get to know her is it's harder than pulling teeth, right? I've never had a problem. I never had a problem back in the days finding a good woman to date. But I'm going to say this, over the last 7 to 8 years of my life, it's been more difficult. And ever since my ex Dana split up with me, And then the one I dated for a year after that, I mentioned on my stream last night. And then I found another one 6 months after the first one after Dana. And we lasted for 3 months. Ever since that time, it's become almost impossible to find a woman to date. Now, here's the thing. I've had opportunities to have many one-night stands. Have I taken any of them? No, because I don't want that. If I wanted to get laid every night of the week, I could easily find that. It's like we become a hookup culture. Hey, SIF, USMO. Yeah, bro, I still need to accept your friend request. As a matter of fact, let me go to Facebook right now. And see if I can see your friend request real quick. Give me just a second here. There you are. That's you. Dion. Respond. All right, bro. We're not Facebook friends. One-night stands get tiring. You know, Dion, a.k.a. SIF USMO. I don't think most decent guys that aren't incels or beta males, most decent guys, right? Even average guys like you and I, right? Not saying we're ugly, we're not the 9s or the 10s, right? We're the 6s, 7s, and 8s, right? On a scale of 1 to 10. If we wanted to get laid at least once a week or a couple times a week by different women, no problem, right? Very easy to find. So easy to find, like you said, Dion, it gets tiring. It gets tiring. It's boring, right? There's nothing meaningful about it, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I like sex, and I'm sure you guys do too, right? But I also like to go hiking and go to dinners and to travel and do all those things. I enjoy that with the company of a woman. Nowadays, you can offer a woman that, and she still won't give you the time of day, right? But if you want to hook up for a quickie every now and then, that's all we have time for, right? I'm not going to lie, folks. And I'm not saying this makes me any less of a man. I don't feel it makes me any less of a man to come out here and say, I've had a lot of lonely nights lately. I have. It's starting to really hit me, right? And I want to be honest and transparent with you folks, because I know, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, a lot of you are going through this, but you're afraid to talk about it because you're afraid of being scrutinized by other guys, right? Other guys, like I said at the beginning of the show, that are probably more lonely than you are, right? Other guys that are more lonely than you are would be the ones scrutinizing you. So you're afraid to come and talk about it, right? You're afraid to either talk with your friends about it or your family about it or come and make a video about it on social media. That's why I'm doing this, right? That's why I'm doing this. Even as a coach, I have my moments. I'm a human being. I've been scrutinized. I've been scrutinized for talking about things like this and reacting to things like this in the past, right? And the trolls and haters would say, is that the way a coach behaves? Well, how the hell am I supposed to behave? I'm being real, right? I'm being raw and real. There's no other coach coming out here in real time and sharing their experiences with the world. So that way you folks can see in real time similar things you may be going through. And someone has the balls to come out and share that with you folks so you know when you go through it, it's okay. Absolutely, says SIF USMO. Are you free tomorrow, bro? Are you going to be around in the morning? What time are you available? And I can't remember, bro. I think you left before you could respond. Are you in California? Are you on the West Coast Pacific time zone? What time zone are you in, bro? As weird as this may sound, I'm actually feeling a lot better coming out here and letting this out. Guys, that's what you're supposed to do when you're feeling something deep within. You're in New York, so you're 3 hours ahead. What are you doing up at 3:30 in the morning, bro? That's pretty late, man. You're in Queen Helen Casey's territory. She's in New York, too. What are you doing up so early, bro? Do you have insomnia? SIF USMO. After we talk, bro, like I said, I will moderate you. I really appreciate you still being around. And I also appreciate, bro, that you're open to working with me. Some late night work. I get it, bro. Trust me, I get it. Oh, by the way, for those of you out there that have been waiting for that video in 4K at 60 frames per second, the Walking with Purpose pre-recorded version in 4K at 60 frames per second regarding digital versus reality. I mentioned earlier on my walking stream I did earlier yesterday that it's going to be released. It finished processing, but I was waiting to release it until later today, which is going to be at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. So at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, that 54-minute video is scheduled to drop. It will drop in literally 5.5 hours from now. I only sleep 5 hours a day. Yeah, that happens to me sometimes too, bro. I'm in Oz. Everything is in lockdown. Oh, Arnie, that's funny, man. That's funny, bro. That's absolutely funny. So here's the funny thing right now. We've got 16 people watching. I don't have that big of an active audience because of what happened with the trolls. So my haters, there are at least 10 or 12 haters watching me right now. Why are you watching me right now if you don't like me, right? I'm just curious. I'm not upset. You can do whatever you want to do. But these people keep watching, right? They keep watching me, I guess, thinking I'm going to have some meltdown or do something crazy. No, I'm not. I'm never doing anything crazy. I'm never leaving YouTube. I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm raw and real, and I'm going to share my feelings when I feel them. So I want to relate with people. And you folks that are here watching this show, with all due respect, okay, and no disrespect, you folks have issues too. We all have issues. It's normal. We all go through things, right? Hey, Critical Mass Blog, I'm surprised to see so many people here tonight. Some people have no life, says Critical Mass. Critical Mass, have you connected with SIF USMO? Him and I are going to be collabing, and you need to join us, bro. SIF USMO, Dion. Critical Mass Blog, Mike, is a good dude. I'd subscribe to his channel and bang the bell because we're going to be collabing on some stuff together too. He's a guy that understands modern day relationships as well, and he's also an expert in vitamins and minerals and all that type of stuff. Arnie says, Critical Mass says, haters are secretly devotees. That's true. That's true. That's true. There are 19 people watching here on YouTube right now at 3:33 a.m. Eastern, 12:33 a.m. Pacific, right? Because I'm talking about it's okay for men to feel lonely, and I've been feeling lonely a lot lately, which I have been. What's wrong with that? Shoot me, right? I think it's more manly, like I've been saying, it's more manly to be able to open up and express your feelings no matter what and not give a care about what anyone thinks, right? And if any man or woman, thinks you're less of a man because of that, then screw them. Who cares? You're welcome, Critical Mass. Yes, Critical Mass is woke in the truth as well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's woke, bro. Get woke, go broke, right, bro? Gothic drink combos. Hi, handsome. Any thoughts on whether or not the world might end this decade? That has nothing to do with the topic. You can have yourself a great night. We don't allow trolling here. But thanks for stopping by. Yeah, that's how I met Eli. Yeah, I met Critical Mass at American Dreams channel a while ago, and yep, exactly, that's how we met too. American Dream, whether he realizes it or not, is a great networker. He connects a lot of people. Him and I are very similar in that way. I used to connect a lot more people than I do now because I had a bigger audience, right? And then, the things happen with the trolls and stuff, and it's been a challenge to rebuild it, but it's coming back slowly but surely. It's coming back slowly but surely. You see, this is the funny thing here, right? And I know who that troll is, right? And I don't want to pay him any notoriety, but just for example purposes, right? On my channel now, I have a lot of blocked words, and you have to also be subscribed for 20 minutes to be able to chat in my chat, right? So this Gothic drink combos waits 20 minutes after subscribing on a sock account to say, hi, handsome. Any thoughts on whether or not the world might end this decade? Well, what could that mean? I mean, come on now. That's so off topic, right? That's a negative way to look at things. I don't talk about stuff like that on this channel. I talk about positive things. I don't want to think about the world ending or stuff like that. That's just negative thinking, right? Critical Mass Blog says, I will not be on Julian's channel anymore. They did like a drama stream type attack, ambush on me last time. Yeah, see, Mass, that's the thing. All these people, all these people that, criticize and attack other people on YouTube, and it happens on other platforms, but it's most apparent on YouTube because of the way YouTube is set up with the live streams and all that, right? And these people are just desperately trying to get attention, right? They want the views, the subs, right? They want to get monetized, and they want it to be all about them, right? But those people that do that kind of stuff are they're the most unhappy people, right? They're the loneliest people. These people that you're talking about, Mass and SIFUSMO, these drama people, these people are the loneliest people, right? They have absolutely nothing to do besides attack other people. That's why they do it, because it gives them something to do and makes them feel like they're worthy. But it's all it does is put a temporary Band-Aid on their underlying issues of being insecure, right? And maybe having some mental and emotional instabilities. LOL, nothing to do with the topic. They do that on my channel too. Sure, bro. And again, right now I'm talking about this as a topic, right? This is part of the topic, which is the only reason why I address the troll. I haven't addressed trolls in here for a while, but if one comes in and I can use them as an example for the topic, no problem. I just don't let them derail my shows anymore. But it's those people that need the most help, right? They need the most help, right? But they're not open to it, so it's not worthy associating with them, right? It's not worthy associating with any drama groups, right? If you're trying to create real content and truly help people accomplish positive things on YouTube or other social media platforms, you cannot get involved in any drama. You cannot get involved in any drama at all, period. Critical Mass says, I've been on this panel 2 times and they were friendly with me. 3rd time, they started asking me about gang stalking and then attacked me with insults. You're an effing paranoid schizo. It looks like to me, Mass, they were trying to trigger you intentionally so they can stir up the action for the drama audience, right? That's exactly what the people did to me for years on purpose, right? To make content out of me, right? They try to make you what these millennials call a lol cow. Ooh, lol cow. Jesus Christ. Those millennials, man, with this lol cow stuff, man. That's what they do, bro. They try to make you their lol cow, right? But after a while, Critical Mass, you figure out the game. You figure out what these people are doing. And then, even if you go on their panels, you know, before I stopped talking to them, Critical Mass, I intentionally went on a couple of panels where I knew they were going to try to ambush me and trigger me. I went there to prove a point, right? I went there to show that I'm strong, I've learned from this, and nothing they say or do will trigger me, right? And whenever they would ask me stupid questions or try to criticize me about something that wasn't true, you know what I would say? That's your opinion. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. That's your opinion, right? And it ended up triggering them so much because they couldn't trigger me. Like when they can't trigger you, bro, when they're trying to intentionally trigger you to get a reaction so that way they can entertain their audience and make money at your expense, right? When they can't trigger you, they get triggered themselves. And it's hilarious, man. And then you just walk away and you're like, okay, have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye. Yeah, I was on a channel called Rogue Internet Man. You guys probably have heard of him, right? If you've been around my neck of the woods for a while. And yeah, I went on there even though I knew he was going to ambush me. And I went on there for 2 hours. He kept coming at me. And then he kept on bringing other people that would come at me. He had 7 people at one time, including himself, come at me from every single angle, right? And all I kept saying was, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. I think it triggered one time, right? And then he got triggered and kicked me off his show, right? And then some people have the nerve to say that Rogue Internet Man destroyed me. How in the world did he destroy me, right? I wasn't even there. I was just there to have an interview, right? Just to talk, right? But I knew what was more than likely going to happen, and I was prepared for it, right? I did that to display strength, right? Yeah, I've heard of that guy, says that's AFUSMO. Why was he attacking you, though? Oh, because he was involved with that mid-30s millennial guy. I'm sure you know who that is, SIFUSMO. The mid-30s millennial guy and him got in bed together. The mid-30 millennial guy, you know, he's stirred up the drama pot more than anyone because he's getting paid $3,000 a month from his sponsor to do so. And that's the only reason why he keeps doing it, right? That's like 85% of his income. It's his job. It's a pathetic job, but it's his job, right? So that mid-30s millennial guy gave Rogue Internet Man, you know, every piece of information he's ever had on me, right? Gave him video clips and all of that, right? Haha, oh yes, mama's boy. Yeah, yeah. I'm not here to criticize him, dude. I could care less, but I get it, dude. I get it, dude. But yeah, I mean, that's what these people do, man. These people are very lonely and insecure people. They're very lonely, depressed, and insecure people, and they found YouTube as an outlet to come out here and make money off of attacking other people that they perceive to be better than them, so they can mask those insecurities. That's what they do. Arnie says it's like a lifeline for them, but in reality, they are dying a slow death. They really are. And Critical Mass furthermore said, I did not come on their panel and start pushing my conspiracy stuff on them. They asked me about it. Looks like a setup trying to trigger me. Right, bro. Bro, listen. That's what these people do. That's why I don't, dude, that's why I don't deal. There's no upside for a non-drama person to be involved with a drama channel, right? These drama channels have one thing that makes them money. It's one thing. How many people can they trigger on a live stream, right? If you've ever listened to that mid-30s millennial, the way he speaks, right? He's a lot smarter than this, but he knows how to play. He knows what to say to trigger people. He learned the game, right? He's not being himself when he's live on the air, right? He says and does things that he knows will get a reaction because that's what his audience responds to, right? That guy bought up from the ground up payola for bots. Oh, of course. We all know how his channels got monetized. Listen, I'm not here to talk about that, but I get it. We all know that guy, other people have always built that guy up. He's never built himself up. I'm here by myself, doing this all by myself, all day, every day. I've been busting my ass with the content I've been putting out. Critical Mass Blog says, amen to that, Eli. SIF USMO says, it is a reflection of themselves. They hate their lives. Right. They're projecting, bro. I've been saying that for years. They're projecting, right? Trolls and haters and drama people are lonely and miserable people. And if you've noticed, guys, you tell me this. I'm not saying that women don't do drama stuff. Women love drama, right? But that's how women have always been, right? But what do you see more? Guys, you put in the chat. Do you see more drama channels run by men or drama channels run by women? Women will run their own channel by themselves and have a big following, right, of guys, right? Guys, in my opinion, are the ones that are running the majority of drama channels. You don't see women out there really as much, if at all, running drama channels like the people we've encountered. Have you guys noticed that? You guys let me know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Amen to that, Eli, once again. Says Critical Mass Blog. All right. We are at 53 minutes. Guys and gals, whoever's watching right now, I'm going to step away for a quick break, and I'm going to get to these two Reddit postings. I had to let that, let that out during the first part of the show. I had to just come out. I've just been, I'm not going to lie. I've been feeling a little lonely lately because I love the company of a woman, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I love the company of a woman beyond sex. I love sex too, don't get me wrong. But I also enjoy hanging out with a woman and, going hiking, like I said earlier, going to nice dinners, walks along the beach, weekend getaways. I don't want to do that with a dude. I want to go away with a woman where I could, do the other thing at night in the bedroom, right? All right, I'll get some coffee, says Mass. Mass, thanks for being here. You know what, Dion, do me a favor. Can you message me on Facebook right now and let me know that is you in the chat? Can you message me on Facebook right now real quick? Let me know that's you. Give me a second here. Let me know real quick if that's you. SIFUSMO. Because, dude, I got to take care of some business before I go on the break. I'm glad you guys like the show. I'm raw and real, guys. Guys, look, if you guys want to if you guys want to get somewhere, we can all grow our channels together. We can all take this shit to the next level and really start helping men and women. I don't want to keep women out of this. I want to help men and women. All right, that's you, brother. Brother, I'm not going to frickin' wait anymore, dude. I'm not going to wait anymore, bro. Go ahead and type again, bro. Welcome to the mod crew, bro. Welcome to the mod crew, bro. You earned it, brother. 2 nights in a row in the middle of the night, and I know you've been here many times before, dude. I appreciate you, bro. I want you to know I'm serious about moving forward and working with you. And I've also moderated Real Talk with Lauren Axelrod recently, too. If you're a mod here, I'm not saying if you're not a mod, I don't take you seriously, but if you're a mod, it means we're going to be collaborating together. No, bro, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for that. All right, folks. I'm going to queue up some royalty-free YouTube music. I have a lot more show to go, at least another hour and a half coming. I know people won't be able to be here for the whole show, but hey, you can catch the replay of whatever you miss. Let me queue it up because, I've just had a lot to let out, and it feels good to let it out, guys, regardless of who you are, regardless of what you do. Like I said, even as a coach, I'm a human being. I have my moments. I'm not perfect. But the thing is, when I do feel a certain way like this, I will come out here and share it with you in real time because I know you guys and gals, but I'm just more so focused on guys on this show. I know you guys are experiencing similar things, and I want to relate to you and say it's okay. And stick around, and we can go through this journey together and help uplift each other and change shit around for the better, all right? All right, I'm queuing up that music right now. Almost set. All right, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for about an 8 to 10 minute break, maybe a little less. And when we return, I got a couple of Reddit postings I'm going to go over. The first one is, why is there so much denial of lonely men's experience of dating? And the second one is, men, what do you do when you're super lonely and feeling isolated, especially at night? 2 great postings. We'll get to those when we return after the break. So stick around, round. We'll be right back. back, we're back, we're back. I'll talk about this path here in just a second here. All right? All right. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. The song is called Let Your Body Rock by MK2 from the YouTube audio library, safe and free from copyright claims and demonetization. That's why I have to use this music, folks. I'd like to play some, some other songs. I'll mention one in just a second. How many of you guys remember an artist about 20 years ago named Debbie Gibson, right? She had a song called I Get Lost in Your Eyes, right? Remember that? And then she had a song called Out of the Blue, right? I'll talk about that in just a little bit, okay? Because that's what happens a lot of times. People come out of the blue. But anyway, all right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Late Night with Coach Eli edition, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. We're also simulcasting live on Facebook and D Live. If you are on Facebook and D Live and you want to get more than just these live stream in-studio simulcasts, if you want to get mobile streams, I've started doing mobile streams regularly again. You're going to have to come over to YouTube. If you want to get exclusive content, pre-recorded videos in 4K at 60 frames per second, like the video I'm dropping tomorrow, well, actually later today, it's after midnight, what am I saying? In about 5 hours from now at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, I'm dropping a 54-minute, very high quality 4K video in 60 frames or at 60 frames per second with high quality audio. I did a walk at the park and I was discussing digital versus reality. What has making everything digital done to us? We've practically automated everything in this world, right? What has that done to the human touch? It's practically evaporated, right? So don't miss that video coming up in about 5 hours from now. It's already scheduled. I also am a monetized channel on YouTube, and I do have a members-only package. If you want to become a member for as little as $4.99 per month, I have a total of 5 packages ranging from $4.99 per month to $99.99 per month. They all get you the same thing. It's just up to you how much you want to donate monthly to sponsor the channel. You'll get members-only videos. I have 21 members-only videos already, and I have 2 members-only streams that are on a replay, and much more to come regarding members-only content. So if you want to get a lot more Coach Eli than just these in-studio streams, come over to YouTube, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications. That's youtube.com/Life Coach Eli, or just search Coach Eli, Elias Melas, and you'll find my channel with over 4K subs. Make sure you don't subscribe to any clones with a few subscribers. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with over 4K subs. All right. So, before we get to this Reddit posting, I want to start off the second segment of the show by putting this out there. And if you guys are still around the chat on YouTube, actually, I haven't even checked. Well, let me check one thing. Let me make sure. Is this video still monetized? It is. Great. You've been nice to me lately, YouTube. Good. Nothing happening on Facebook, and D-Live is clear as well. So before we get to these Reddit postings, and to the guys in the chat here on YouTube, if you're still around, let me know what your thoughts are about this. I think we need to create a men's emotional health support group. Maybe a mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health support group. We need to start focusing more on men's health because we're not. women have tons of support. And I'm glad you ladies do. I'm not the kind of guy that bashes women. I actually like women, right? I don't like what's happening, with some women, or I don't like what some women do, or many women do. But in general, I don't have a problem with women. I'm a man. I've got a Johnson below my belt. I love women. I want to be with a good woman, right? But the truth of the matter is, in this modern world, women have unlimited amounts of support regarding everything, and men have nothing. We have zero support. So we're left to fend for ourselves, right? And because we're left to fend for ourselves, we do stupid things to try to cure the blues. And like I was mentioning during the first part of the show, I feel a lot of or many of the reasons why there are so many drama shit channels on YouTube that are run by men, it's because they're unhappy within themselves. They have issues, mental, emotional issues. Sometimes they're out of shape, so they have physical issues, right? And spiritually, they're so out of whack. They have so many issues that the only way they can make themselves feel better is by doing this, because they feel they have nothing else to offer the world. And this is what makes them money, gets them traction, and also masks or puts a Band-Aid on the underlying issues, right? We need a male support group. I want to start one. Primarily, it can start here on my channel. That's why I do what I do. Now, I help women as well. I help both men and women. I don't cater my content only to men. I cater it to men and women. And see, I wouldn't mind starting maybe a Reddit forum and making it an emotional, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health support group for men. But women are also welcome to share their feedback. I want to cater it towards men's health, right, overall. But I also want to include women to get their feedback, right? It is important, right? Because whether we admit it or not, whether you're a guy that still wants to date women and have a happy relationship with a woman in the modern world, or you withdrawn, the truth of the matter is you really don't want to withdraw. The truth of the matter is the reason why you guys are angry and bitter and jaded, right, and talk all this smack about women is because you really want a good woman. You want a sweet, loving, caring woman that you can have a great, trustworthy relationship with, but it's hard to find nowadays. So instead of trying to find a good one and working on yourself and bettering yourself and changing your attitude, you just give up on yourself and withdraw, which puts you further, which is what I'm trying to say, puts you further into this depressed state I've been talking about, right? Anyway, so you folks, let me know what your thoughts are about that. All right. Tonight, folks, the topic is, it is okay for men to feel lonely. And I was sharing earlier during the first half how I've been feeling lately. It is okay for men to feel lonely, sharing how I've been feeling lately. I'm not triggered, folks. If you want to say I'm triggered, you want to get a good laugh at my expense, I don't care. I'm not triggered. Am I a little bit angry? Maybe. Or it's not even that I'm angry. I'm just very disappointed, right? And when you give things your best shot, right, in everything you do, and the needle's not moving forward, right, it starts to build up, right? And what do most men do when it builds up? Like I mentioned during the first part of the show, they hold it in. So what happens? It keeps building up. It keeps building up, right? And then all of a sudden, one day, you just blow, right? And instead of blowing up in front of the wrong people, like let's say you find a good woman and you've kept things deep within. If she does one little honest mistake, you might blow up at her unintentionally because you didn't let things out when you were first feeling them. You let it build up like the pressure of a volcano, right? All right, let's get on over to the browser screen. and get to this first Reddit posting. Okay? Give me a second. I need to get some liquid in these. I've been talking a lot and talking loud and with emphasis, and my throat needs liquid. Much better. I'll tell you this. I know it's not really that good for you, but nothing better than 240 milligrams of caffeine in a rock star at 1:13 a.m., which is my time, Pacific time. All right. So this is from the subreddit Incel Exit. This sub is for people who got drawn into the incel community but want support and help with a way out. Well, I can help you with that too. You don't have to be an incel. Incel is involuntary celibate. Men that cannot get intimate with a woman or get a woman to be intimate with them no matter what they do, right? That's pretty sad, right? The question posed, why is there so much denial of lonely men's experience of dating? It seems that men complaining about being lonely are enemy number one. Who are they complaining to? Everyone seems to deny that men can be lonely and ignored for their looks or for any other reason and call them all sorts of names from nice guy to incel. I will never let anyone call me an incel. And the truth of the matter is, I am a nice guy. There's nothing wrong with being a nice guy. But I don't like to say nice guy because of the stigma, right? I say I'm a good guy. You know, I'm a good guy, not a nice guy. But it's good guy's the same thing. It's just a better way of saying it, right? In essence, what a good guy is, it's a nice guy that's more of an alpha male, right? It's a nice guy that is an alpha male, and he's confident but not conceited. He's well balanced. He's a good dude. And he doesn't, kiss up to his woman or suck up to his woman, but also treats her well if she treats him well, right? It's a man that has self-respect, right? Lonely men are categorized into smelly neckbeards who are misogynists just to give an explanation as to why they are lonely. I wouldn't call lonely men misogynists. I mean, some of them maybe. Some of them really, really hate women, right? But even the ones that appear to hate women or say they hate women, do they really hate women or do they really hate themselves, right? Just to give an explanation as to why they are lonely. Why is there so much hate? Why not accept that dating is harder for men? It doesn't have to be harder. Dating's harder for men because you guys make it harder. You guys make it so easy for women by putting them on a freaking pedestal and giving them what they want, whether they give you something in return or not, right? You see, the guy that's writing this is probably one of those guys. Let's go to the comments. Locked for multiple rule violations. Okay. Got pretty heated in this forum, huh? No one denies that men can be lonely. I'm not denying it. I consider myself to be an alpha male. I'm a good guy. I'm a happy guy. I have a lot of self-respect. But yeah, I get lonely. I've been lonely lately. I have no problem admitting it. And putting it out there, even publicly, for the whole world to see, even as a coach, it makes me feel better. You know why? Because I have self-respect, and I have balls, and I have no shame. When you have no shame, that's the best way to be. When you have no shame, that's when you know you truly have respect for yourself, also known as self-respect, right? No one denies that men can be lonely. It just seems like it is impossible to have a conversation about this without either blaming women or without saying that women have it easy. It appears like women have it easier, but they don't. The reason why it appears that women have it easier is because women support each other. Women talk about these things all day, every day with no problem, right? But when you try to go to your guy friend and say, dude, I'm feeling lonely. Dude, I miss my ex. My ex broke up with me. I'm hurt, right? You go through all this shit as a guy and none of your guy friends want to hear about it, right? But guess what? When they go through it, they want you to hear about their crap, but they don't want to hear yours. With women, they talk about this stuff all day, every day. That's why it's easier for women, because they actually support each other. Let's see here. Give me a second here. I think it's caused by people just thinking way too black and white about things. That's a possibility. It is impossible for some people to think that maybe both genders have issues instead of one side having issues over the other, and this turning into a competition with which gender has it worse off. I've hit the nail on the head with what's going on. It's always been this way. Women have always been very supportive of each other. Women have no problem opening up about emotional issues to each other and getting emotional support. With men, we've been taught and raised by society that we need to be strong and we need to be emotionless, right? We need to hold back our emotions. And to a certain extent, yes, we need to have emotional self-control and we need to be emotionally strong. But at times, there's nothing wrong with us expressing how we feel. I find it ironic that some of the same people who criticize toxic masculinity and gender roles will turn around and call a man insults like incel, virgin, neckbeard, etc. Neckbeard, etc. It is funny because it reveals that deep down, they really do see sexual success as a part of a man's worth and validity. Well, it sounds like to me that you hang around a group of guys that are highly critical of, your manhood by how many women you can get or can't get, right? Or how much money you make, right? It's almost like these guys that you associate with nowadays are looking at you in the same way as some women are looking at you for your status, right? It's not a good way to look at it. That's not the way men support each other. Doesn't matter if one of my guy friends makes more or less money than I do. Doesn't matter if he's been with more women than I've been with, or I've been with more women than he's been with. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that, hey, we enjoy each other's company. We share similar interests. We like, doing similar things like playing poker, having poker nights, going hiking, doing fun stuff that guys do, right? That's all that matters. And then when we go through these things and we need some emotional support, then the other guys are there supporting us in that way. But guys just don't do that. There is some truth to that because this is toxic masculinity ingrained. Give me a second here. Ingrained in culture. You're absolutely right. Having sex doesn't make you a man. It doesn't give you value. I will agree with you on that, right? But let's be real here, okay? What guy out there doesn't want to be with a good woman that's cute, is sweet, is loving, and loves you in the same way you'd love her? And what guy wouldn't want to have sex with that beautiful woman, make love? And what woman wouldn't want the same thing on the flip side, right? So a part of being a man is intimacy with your partner, right? But you have to have a partner first to do that with, right? You guys are upset or angry and bitter because you can't get women, right? And the reason why you can't get women is not for the reasons you're saying. It's because you haven't become the best version of yourself that you can be yet, right? You got to take care of yourself. Stay healthy and fit, okay? You got to get some nice clothes, wear some cologne, use some underarm deodorant, right? You guys want a beautiful woman that smells nice, right? Well, doesn't she want the same thing in return? You guys need to be attractive and appealing to women in the same ways you want to be attracted to them, right? You want them to be appealing to you, right? So why do you not think the woman deserves the same thing on the flip side? That's why you guys are not getting women, right? Yup. Look at these guys. These are young guys in here that just are inexperienced, and they're growing up in the Generation Y and Generation Z generations, millennials, the millennial and post-millennial generation. These guys are clueless because they've been raised in this environment of where men are being shamed, right? It's the truth. Or maybe they know that most men tie their own sense of value to sexual success. So if they want to offend him, they go for what they think will make him most self-conscious. It says more about what she believes he thinks of himself than what she thinks of him. Let me repeat that again. This is crucial. It says more about what she believes he thinks of himself than what she thinks of him. Women are attracted to how you see yourself as a man. Women are attracted to a man because of the man's purpose. If you make the woman your purpose, that's unattractive to a woman. The woman is not your purpose. Your purpose is what defines you as a man, such as what you do for a living. Like I'm a life coach, right? Or whatever you do. Other things you like to do for fun, or other, groups you're involved with, or places you volunteer at. That's your purpose. That's what's attractive to a woman. A woman is attracted to your purpose, which is why this guy here says, it says more about what she believes he thinks of himself than what she thinks of him. At the same time, though, guys, while you have all those great things happening, you need to be humble about it, right? Don't show it off. If a woman asks you what you enjoy doing or what you do, you can tell her, right? You can tell her briefly, and then, go back and say, hey, I'm more interested in hearing about what you do, though. This is what I do. I do this during my spare time. It's cool, right? And if she wants to talk more about it, then she'll keep asking you questions, right? But yes, that's what women are attracted to. This guy hit the nail on the head. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that, brother. Big round of applause. You hit the nail on the head. Probably without even realizing it. Oh, shit. What did I do? Oh, there we go. All right. Let me see here. I'm back, says SIFUSMO. Welcome back, brother. Oh, you missed a great beginning to the second half, bro. Let's see. Let me read the chat here real quick. Arnie says there's a lot of man crush happening on a shallow level, like a YouTuber that rides around on an imitation Harley. I'm using Linux. So I'm using Lynx, I mean. Is it Lynx or Linux, Arnie? And SIFUSMO again says, I'm back. Welcome back, bro. Let me read a few more here. I'm going to read a few more here, and then I'm going to take another quick break, and then come back and wrap it up with the third segment with the second Reddit forum. Dating is not easy for anyone. I agree. Most people are not interested about most people. That's because it's about compatibility. Most people are not compatible. So you got to find out as quickly as possible if you're compatible with someone. If not, move on. You have many options, right? Eventually you'll find one. But you got to keep trying, and you don't give up. The difference between the loneliness of men and women that I see is that society puts much more worth for men to be in a relationship, which causes many, many people to have a really warped view on dating in general. Well, here's a food for thought, right? Here's food for thought. Do you have to listen to the social stigma on everything, or just go after what you want for yourself? I never listen to the social stigma. If I listen to the social stigma or listen to these guys out here on YouTube, these pathetic MGTOW guys that are still creating pathetic, angry, and bitter MGTOW content, right? Instead of working on bettering themselves to attract good women, right? You know, these guys keep going down the path of, they keep going down the path of being angry, bitter, and jaded. So again, the difference between the loneliness of men and women that I see is that society puts much more worth for men to be in a relationship, which causes many, many people to have a really warped view on dating in general. Relationships are good for both men and for women. I think the most major issue we have nowadays is that men don't have emotional support from other men. And you can't blame women for that. You blame guys for that. You blame yourself for that, right? I've always been emotionally open and aware, and I've always been open with my guy friends about stuff like this, right? But when my guy friends would come to me and try to talk with me about their, issues with women, and I try to get them to open up emotionally, and then they get triggered and they say they don't want to talk about it, I'm like, I can't help you then. And no wonder why you're single, because you're emotionally closed off, even to your guy friend that's trying to help you. So how the hell is a woman gonna connect with you when you can't even open up emotionally to your guy friend that's never gonna leave you, bro? Men often derive their value from relationships, while women in general have much more wider social circles. Well, that's another way of saying what I've been saying all along. Women bond instantly. You know why? Because they're emotional beings and they're not afraid to express anything that they're feeling with any other woman, because all women are open to talking about these things with other women. Men are closed off about it. And I'm trying to turn that around and say, guys, it's okay to talk about these things. There is absolutely no one attacking anyone for that came and talk. There's absolutely no one attacking anyone for proclaiming that they are lonely. Well, that's not true, because I guarantee you I'll get attacked for this. I'm gonna ignore it. I'm not gonna pay attention to it, and I'm not even gonna know about it because I don't follow these people anymore. But I can guarantee you, there will be a group of people that are either watching this now or will see this tomorrow. They'll clip it. They'll talk smack about it. Dude, come on. There should be nobody attacking anyone for proclaiming that they are lonely. I proclaimed it tonight. I've been feeling lonely lately. Nothing wrong with that. It's how I've been feeling. I want to change that. Find a good woman and change that. Every other aspect of my life is great. But I love women, and I want to be with a woman, just one, where we can be happy together. Does that make me less of a man? What makes people incels is the stuff that usually follow the I am lonely line. No, there's nothing. You're not an incel if you're feeling lonely. Now, there are incels that are lonely, right? But why are they incels? They're incels because instead of bettering themselves, working out, maybe losing a few pounds or more, getting into shape, right? Buying some nice clothes, like I said earlier, getting some cologne, buying a nice pair of shoes, nice socks, right? Right? Trimming your beard, looking really good, right? Like last night, Dion here was saying SAFESMO. It's like, dude, you're almost 48 years old. Dude, you look good for your age. I appreciate that, bro. I really do. I take care of myself, right? I have no problem meeting women. The problem is getting into a relationship with them and keeping them around. If I wanted to get laid every night, I can get laid whenever I want, right? So it's not about being an incel, right? Right? It's about men really want the deep connection of a relationship nowadays still. They still want that, right? Because of the way the world is and how some women are and how some beta males are that have screwed the whole thing up for everyone, it makes it harder for everyone, right? And it all boils down to this once again. Women have more support than men because women support each other. No questions asked. Men question everything and we criticize each other, right? We criticize each other. Even we get older. Now, I don't do this anymore myself, but there are guys my age that are still acting like 2-year-olds, criticizing people out here on YouTube, in childish ways, like you're in kindergarten just because they're a drama channel or because, that's how they see themselves, right? And a lot of these guys that do that are very unattractive. They'll project onto a guy like me because whether they admit it or not, they know I'm a decent looking guy for my age. I'm not trying to show off. I'm just saying people are jealous as simply as that. That's the reason. All right, I'm going to read one more here. And then I'm going to take another break and come back with the final segment and the other Reddit posting, which is pretty good. But let me check out the chat here real quick. Critical Mass Blog, welcome back. WB, welcome back. Smo. SIFUSMO. SIFUSMO says, I love your work, Eli. What do you like about it, bro? Seriously. I appreciate that. SIFUSMO says, thanks, Critical Mass. And Critical Mass Blog says, he has a bunch of emojis. Sunglasses, shaking of the hand, and thumbs up. Awesome. I'll share when I get back from the break. Let me go back to full screen for a second. I'll share why I chose this background tonight when I get back from the break. It's a path. It's a gloomy path. Sun going down, kind of hazy, right? And there's no one on this path but you. I'll share more about why I chose this background after I come back from the next break. Let's go back to the last part of this posting here. All right. So I'll put it this way. Is drowning better than dying of thirst? That's an interesting way to put it. If men are parched, women are drowning. Would you choose to swap places with women if you had people constantly harassing you, threatening you, following you home? All of these people are bigger and stronger than you? Dude, what you're saying is that women, would you want to switch places with women because other guys are harassing women and chasing women and doing stupid things? Real Talk with Lauren just messaged me on Facebook. I'm live on the air. She's in the same time zone. She's in Southern California. Maybe Real Talk with Lauren will join us in the chat. Then we'll have another mod in the chat here. So it's funny to me that this guy is saying, would you rather switch places and be in the shoes of a woman or have to deal with what women deal with? Well, dude, what are you saying? You're a guy. Guys are doing this to women. So this is a very contradicting type of statement there. This is, in our current society, the necessary prerequisite to having it easy in dating. You can't, in our current society, have one without the other, so you have to choose. Dude, you're not really making a lot of sense to me here. If people are calling men neckbeards and incels, then that's wrong. Well, if you hear another guy in the forum or a guy in real life call somebody else that, then you be a good man and say, dude, that's not cool, bro. It's not cool to attack another fellow brother, right? And then he might come at you and say, dude, shut your mouth, dude. Don't tell me what to say. Dude, you can say whatever you want. I don't agree with it. I'm not going to hang out with you anymore, right? Now, maybe some women are saying that, right? But women typically, here, the way women work, even in the modern world, women in the modern world even are not going to talk smack about men unless men are doing certain things that give them a reason to talk smack about women or about men, right? So you got these guys complaining about women all day, every day, when the truth of the matter is these guys aren't even date worthy. The guys that are complaining that they can't get women are the guys that look like crap. And if a woman looked like crap, they wouldn't give the woman the time of day. So why do these guys expect the woman to give them the time of day if they look like crap, right? And instead of taking care of themselves and fixing themselves, losing weight, grooming themselves, buying some nice clothing, etc., they just complain instead of fixing the underlying issue that makes them attractive. But you're also wrong to suggest women have it easier in dating. Women do not have it easier in dating. They do have more options than men because of the beta males, like I've been saying all along. But just because they have more options doesn't mean any one of those options are going to work. Personally, I quite like not being bothered as I go about my day. Well, dude, let me tell you something. I've been like that in the past, right? And I'm like that for the most part. But let me tell you something. I'm a strong man, and I can spend a lot of alone time together and be totally cool with it, keep myself occupied, watch some Netflix, do a live stream, whatever, right? But let me tell you, every now and then, even a guy like me, it catches up to you, right? And you start missing that human interaction, especially the comfort of another woman, right? And not just for sex, right? I'm talking about the comfort of a woman that really is into you, heart and soul, right? And the sex is there too, right? Like, here's the thing. Just getting sex from a woman does not satisfy me. Sure, it might be great, but it does not satisfy me, right? I want the emotional bond. I want the mental connection, the mental stimulation. I want the spiritual connection. And once you have all that, then the sex is even better because then it's real, right? I hate to have to constantly fend off approaches at all hours of the day and night, no matter what I'm doing. Is this a woman writing this? I think this is a woman. I'd hate to have to constantly fend off approaches at all hours of the day and night, no matter what I'm doing, wearing or where I'm going. Women's experience of dating is the other side of a cursed coin. No better or worse, simply different. I agree with that. Women, the only thing women have above men in dating is more options. Why? Because of the beta males, right? And what they're doing, sucking up to women, and these are the guys that a woman will put on backup status, and they'll just sit on backup status hoping they get a chance with the woman, right? But that's the difference right there between men and women. Women just have a lot more options because of the betas. Everything else is the same. Chemistry is chemistry, right? Compatibility is compatibility. You're either compatible or you're not, right? That's a two-way street. All right. So that's that for this posting here. When I get back from the next break, we're going to go over here to the Ask Men Reddit forum, and we're going to be discussing men. What do you do when you're super lonely and feeling isolated, especially at night? Just like I was feeling tonight, and I've been feeling for the last week or so, right? So that's what we're going to talk about when we get back from the break. Let me go back over to full screen and check out the chat real quick. Nothing happening on Facebook or D Live on YouTube. Let's see. Arnie says, no, that's not Brutally Lauren, SIFUSMO. It's Real Talk with Lauren. Lauren Axelrod. She's actually a really, really good lady that she's a moderator here too. I've known her for a couple of years. She's had a lot of experiences with panic attacks, and I had a couple panic attacks earlier on in the week. I explained why it happened in some videos I did earlier on in the week. But because Lauren saw my video, my first video on panic attacks, it inspired her to share her story on her channel. And it was a good video. I even promoted that video on my community tab. And within a secondary stream I did regarding panic attacks. So no, it's Real Talk with Lauren. She's really awesome. If she shows up here, I'll have her promote her channel. As a matter of fact, I'll just, let me just go to her channel real quick. Real Talk with Lauren, Lorin. So here is her channel right here. I'm going to put it in the YouTube chat, the Facebook chat, and the D Live chat. It's nice to have a fast i9 computer. You can just do things on the fly real quick. SIFUSMO says, how you been, Arnie? I haven't paid attention to that other channel. Yeah, you're talking about haters, aren't you? You're talking about Haters Inc., aren't you, SIFUSMO? Arnie says, it's been good. The lockdown's a downer, but not as bad as Martin's life. Guys, I'm not here to bash on anyone, but I really hope everyone on that other side finds a way to just better their lives and become happier people. One can only hope, right? I tried working with those people for years. I tried, doing some real collaborations with them. But everything with them always leads back to drama and doing things to try to trigger you. And I just, it gets old after a while. But yeah, that entire group on that other side, they're really pathetic. Let's see. At Arnie says SIFUSMO, the crying out of laughter emojis. Furthermore, SIFUSMO says, Arnie, I can't believe they are still in lockdown. Arnie says, I'm in Sydney, Australia. Oh, wow. You guys are still in lockdown? SIFUSMO says, at Arnie, I saw that short he did pretending those women in his kitchen were his. LOL. Yeah, right. Oh, I haven't paid attention to any of that crap, guys. So what you're telling me, this is the first I'm hearing about it. Critical Mass Blog says, I have a buddy in Australia. Cool. Right on. And Mass furthermore says, I hear your government is hard on you with the lockdown. And SIFUSMO says, Australia is an interesting continent. I would love to visit, but never live there. The women in Australia are actually down to earth, though. No pun intended, LOL. Down under? Are you? Do you come from the land down under? Never been at work? Yeah, guys. When we're saying the women in Australia, are actually down to earth, right? The land down under, right? The promised land below the waist. All right. I forgot to mention one thing before I go on break that I was going to talk about at the beginning of the show. I was going to say, in life, guys, sometimes many times, if not all the time, when you least expect it, something comes your way that you've always wanted. Like a woman will come out of the blue. Or if you're a woman, a man will come out of the blue, right? When I was growing up, we had the best music, like in the 80s. There was an artist named Debbie Gibson. She was really cute. Anybody remember Debbie Gibson, right? She had that song Out of the Blue, and, I don't want to try to sing like a woman, but what the hell, let's give it a shot, right? Without you, I always thought that everything was fine without you. See, the woman saying, I thought I'd be okay. I'm in this modern world of feminism and being independent and all that. And without you, I always thought that everything was fine without you. I always thought that everything was fine without you. Never knowing you'd be mine, right? Suddenly my world has changed and I just wonder why. All it took was just one smile, right? So it's the woman saying, I'm independent. I got everything going for me. I don't need a man, right? I thought everything would be okay. It's all good. And then suddenly her world changes and she just wonders why. And all it took was just one smile. Then she goes, now with you, out of the blue, love appeared before my eyes with you. A dream come true. I never thought I'd realize what love was, what love was, what love was. All right, I know that was pretty goofy and stupid, but it hits the point, right? Right? That song makes a lot of sense even in the modern world. Shit will just happen or will come out of the blue when you least expect it. I am having a rough night tonight. That's why I did this stream and I wanted to share it with you folks, right? I've been feeling a little bit lonely, right? But tomorrow, out of the blue, something might just pop out, right? SIF USMO says the 80s had the best music. You're right, brother. SIF USMO, if it's not too personal, bro, are you in your 30s or your 40s, bro? Do you mind sharing approximately how old you are? I think you're like in your 30s, bro. You look pretty young. You're a pretty healthy dude. Let me see here. Critical Mass Block says you can use supplements to lower your cortisol and adrenaline to keep panic attacks from happening. Oh, I've been using supplements, bro. And trust me, if I didn't, it'd probably be worse. Okay. Arnie says it's multicultural here. There's women from everywhere, even South America. Ooh, nice. SIF YSMO is 29. Oh, bro, you're young, dude. But you know what, bro? It's a good thing like you're hanging around, these forums and people that, talk about relationships in the modern world in a positive way. Critical Mass is 32. Yeah. You know what? I have a lot of respect for you young guys that are cool, man. You guys are different than these other guys, right? You guys are looking to really positively enhance your life. You're not, trying to hang around drama or, feel sorry for yourselves. And I respect that. Gonna be 30 in December. Well, bro, it's all downhill from there. I'm just kidding, bro. Dude, Critical Mass, you and SAF YSMO, you guys take good care of yourselves. When you guys hit my age, you'll still look good, man. See, I'm proud of you guys because you guys are one of the few guys out there that are looking for a positive group to be a part of. You're looking to be a part of positive groups instead of, hanging around drama and sulking in misery, right? Arnie says, I'm 54, 20 years younger than Sam Hill. Yeah, I think Sam Hill's around the same age I am, and he does look older. Like, I've seen guys my age out here on YouTube that look like they're 65, right? And they're the same age as I am. Why? They don't take care of themselves. They gained a lot of weight, right? They have thin hair and they don't shave their head like I did. There are things you can do to better yourself, right? All right. We are at 1 hour and 58 minutes. I'm going to queue up some more royalty-free YouTube music and step away for one more quick break before I come back and wrap up the show, like I mentioned a few minutes ago with the other Reddit posting. Men, what do you do when you're super lonely and feeling isolated, especially at night? All right, let's cue it up, baby. Let's cue it up. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. All right, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for a quick break. And like I said, when we return, we're going to wrap things up. I'm also going to explain at the beginning of the third segment why I chose this really gloomy background tonight. You could probably figure it out, but I'll share my thoughts when I get back from the break. So stick around, round. We'll be right back. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you just got to feel it, right? Got to feel it, right? Just got to feel it. Feel the energy, right? And then get it right back and going, right? Yeah. People Matt says I'm in Sweden. It's 11:02 a.m. here. Yeah. Song is called Temps by the group Riot from the YouTube audio library. Oh, man, it feels so good to let it out. I wish more people would just let it out. If you're feeling something deep within you, let it out. You'll feel better, right? And you're not going to snap when you have a good moment, when you're around good people like a good woman. You got to let that shit out before it ruins you in the right moment, right? Anyway, let's get right back to it. All right. Welcome back to the third and final segment of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Late Night with Coach Eli edition, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. We're also simulcasting live on Facebook and D Live. If you're on Facebook and D Live and you want to get more than just these in-studio live stream simulcasts, you're going to have to come over to YouTube, because tomorrow, later today, in about 4 hours, I'm dropping a 54-minute video in very high quality 4K at 60 frames per second with great audio. It was a pre-recorded Walking with Purpose stream pre-recorded videos, not a stream. Come on, Eli, get your act together, right? Was done at the park, at Red Morton Park, and I was discussing digital versus reality. You're not going to want to miss that. So if you're on Facebook and D Live, you have to come over to YouTube at youtube.com/live Coach Eli. Come on, man. It's late, right? I also have other pre-recorded videos, members-only content, and also mobile live streams that are exclusive to YouTube. So there's a lot more of Coach Eli on YouTube than you're getting on the simulcast. All right, tonight we've been discussing it is okay for men to feel lonely, sharing how I've been feeling lately. One more time, it is okay for men to feel lonely, sharing how I've been feeling lately. I shared a lot about that during the first segment, so if you missed that, go back and check out the replay. In the second segment, I went over one of two Reddit postings. The first Reddit posting I went over during the second segment was, why is there so much denial of lonely men's experience of dating? And now to start off the third segment, I'm going to share why I chose this background here. You see this background here, it is a path, probably a hiking path, right? Because a lot of hiking paths go through farmland and stuff like that, right? And if you look at the background back there, you see a lot of haze. It looks horrible. It's like a scene out of an action movie that just kind of had an explosion or something, right? It's kind of hazy. It's not bright and sunny. It just looks really, really gloomy. The grass looks all dry, and even the green parts, because of the haze and all that, it just looks horrible. And there's nobody on this path. So it's like you, as a man, walking down this path by yourself that never ends with a gloomy feeling, right? That's how a lot of men feel. A lot of men are feeling that way nowadays, right? For whatever reason, right? Maybe a lot of it has to do with the way the modern world is going, right? Maybe it's because you feel that women, are surpassing us, and women have risen up, and they have a lot more support than men do. And the truth of the matter is, women do have a lot more support than men do, but that's because women actually care about each other's feelings, and they're able to share their feelings with each other and work through their emotional issues. Men, you try to talk about anything emotional with a man, with another man, with your guy friend, and they don't want to hear it, right? So then, we have to keep it bottled up, because the next time we're feeling that way, we start to think, well, if the last time I went to my friend, try to talk with him about something like this, he overreacted, didn't want to hear it, he's not going to hear it this time. So I just have to keep it bottled up inside, right? And that's not healthy, right? Because the more you bottle something up, it's going to build up, and then you're going to blow, right? And you may end up blowing up like a volcano when you're around a good woman or good people, and next thing you know, they're going to think you're crazy, and they're not going to want to hang around with you anymore, right? Men need to better support each other. We need to create a male space where we can emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and support men to become physically healthier as well. And I'm just curious to know what you folks think about that in the chat. I'll get to the chat here in just a second. Critical Mass Block says, I've never been involved in intentionally creating drama rant content, but I have at times went on triggered rants on my live streams to vent. It's happened to myself and many others as well. And you know what, bro? There's nothing wrong with you having rants and doing things like that every now and then. As long as you know deep within yourself that no matter what the people you're ranting about do to do response videos, do to create, content in response to you or try to trigger you, that you can just ignore them and avoid them, right? If it makes you feel good to get it off your chest, right? No problem. As long as you understand there's going to be repercussion for that, and it's going to come by way of these people creating videos and doing stupid things like they did to me in the past, right? All you have to do is ignore that, right? But again, you never have intentionally created drama. You're just responding to the fact that these people are acting ridiculous, and why do they have to react that way, right? And out here on YouTube, Critical Mass, out here on YouTube, a lot of these people do it on purpose because it gets them attention, gets them views, gets them subscribers, gets them donations. Some people are even sponsored a lot of money to create this type of content. So you have to understand, in many cases, these people that are doing this drama don't even really want to do it. They're only doing it because they say drama sells and drama puts butts in seats. Yeah, well, it may, but quite frankly, that's an auditorium I don't want to sit in. I don't want to sit in an auditorium full of drama people to watch a drama shit show. I'd rather just ignore it and move on. And if I have to talk about it for example purposes, I can do that and just ignore any reactions or responses made to what I've said. Hey, Perkins, how you doing? 810, you're in here on your different account, right? Because you had come in on another account that got banned. What's been going on, Perkins? How you doing? What are you doing up so late? Are you working? Haven't seen the Mike Perkins account, aka Sicily 810, in a while. All right. So let's go back to the browser screen and get to the second Reddit posting here. We are at 2 hours and 17 minutes. This is from the subreddit Ask Men, and the topic is, men, what do you do when you're super lonely and feeling isolated, especially at night? 2.9K comments. There's no way in hell we're going to get through all these. I'm going to read the first 10 or so, and then we're going to go off the air. You discussions in 2 other communities. Oh, really? Where is that at? Let's see. Huh. Brigading. NoFap. And Fresh Jimbo. So this was shared in a couple other communities. I'll have to check that out another time. Okay. So that's all they wrote. They didn't even write anything more than that. So let's see what the comments say. What do these men do when they're feeling super lonely and feeling isolated, etc.? I go out for a drive and go to a late night food place where I can sit down and do some writing. You know what? I used to do that. I haven't done that in a while, but I used to do that. When I go through a breakup and, I'm in pain, I'm hurting, you're trying to get rid of the emotional attachment and all that. A lot of times it's the nighttime that makes you feel like that claustrophobia, that claustrophobic feeling where you can't breathe. You feel like you're getting panic attacks. You're feeling lonely and stuff, right? And I'd go for a drive. I would do what are called freeway laps. So I would drive around the Bay Area, cutting across various freeways in a circle like a lap. And I'd do that for about an hour or so. Crank up my music, play some depressing love songs reminiscing about the good times in my relationship, maybe get a good cry out of it. I'll admit it, I'll get a good cry when I'm by myself. I'm man enough to admit that. Come back home and I feel a lot better. And sometimes it would take me doing that a month straight. And if you can only imagine how many miles I put on my car during those times and how much gas I wasted, yeah, it's a lot. But for your health and to feel better, there's no amount of money I wouldn't spend to make me feel better, right? Because without me feeling healthy and good, I can't function, right? You can't function, you can't do anything. So there's no amount of money that, I wouldn't spend to make myself feel better in one of those, situations. I read out all my thoughts and feelings, asked myself questions as to what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling that way, and what things in my life are making me feel that way. Right. And a lot of times what's making you feel that way. You just miss that person if you just got out of a relationship. You miss the emotional bond, the mentally stimulating conversations, probably the great sex, the weekend getaway trips, the hiking, the camping. You miss all those things as a man. There's nothing wrong with missing that. What are you supposed to do? Just, okay, she broke up with me after, 3 years of doing all this. And, I'm a man. I don't have any feelings, so I don't care, right? No, you have feelings too. You have feelings too as a man. I usually find that I'm not as generally alone as I'm making myself out to be, but that I find myself yearning for more romantic connection, not out of some desire to fulfill lustful urges, but because the intimacy that comes with a relationship is comforting in a very existential sense, that we're not alone in this experience we call life. When you're a single guy, it is easy to feel like we're all just passing ships in the night. You know what, dude? I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that. That's exactly how I feel. In other words, what this guy is saying, oh, Jesus, did I do it again? Here we go. In other words, what this guy is saying is that he's not desperate or needy for a woman. And he's happy within himself. He just understands the purpose of life has always been to cohabitate and procreate with a woman and live happily ever after. Amen, right? He understands that it's part of his natural biology as a man to be with a woman, and vice versa for a woman to be with a man. Amen, dude. I could not have said it any better myself. This first comment here hits the nail on the head for me perfectly. Let's check out the chat real quick. Hey, Mike says vlogs, says Critical Mass Vlog. Critical Mass Vlog is crying out of laughter. Critical Mass says, if you read all 2K comments, it would be a really long live stream. Dude, that would take me like a week straight. I think the maximum you can do a live stream on YouTube, I think it's unlimited now. It used to be like the 8 hours, and they changed it to 12 hours. I've seen some live streams that promote special events or fundraisers go on for days. So I think you can broadcast an unlimited amount, but I broadcast in very high quality. And I have plenty of hard drive space, but I'd probably run out of hard drive space after let me see, OBS will tell me how many hours of recording time I have left. It says disk full in approximately 32 hours. Okay, so it tells you that. So I can go for 32 more hours before I run out of hard drive space. Because I broadcast in very, very high quality. I record a backup copy on my hard drive as I'm streaming it out to YouTube, Facebook, and D Live. But, yeah. Let's see here. Okay, we're all caught up. Let's continue here. But that I find myself yearning for a more romantic, he's responding to the last guy, but that I find myself yearning for a more romantic connection, not out of some desire to fulfill lustful urges. So he's not just looking for a one-night stand, he's looking for a real emotional, spiritual, physical bond, right? But because the intimacy that comes with a relationship is comforting in a very existential sense, that we're not alone in this experience we call life. Okay? It is comforting. I'll admit that. It is very comforting. When I'm with a woman, I am way more relaxed than when I'm not with a woman. I'm a high strung guy. I got a lot of energy, right? When I'm with a woman, she's like a natural tranquilizer, right? Or what else? It's like being sedated, right? Like a downer, right? Not a downer. That's the wrong way to put it. But you know what I'm saying. You know what a tranquilizer gun does to an animal? It like sedates them. It like calms them down, right? That's like a woman to me. That's what a woman is to me, like a tranquilizer gun, right? Guys, when you're with a woman, do you notice you're a lot more relaxed, right, as a man? And when you're not with one, you're typically much more antsy, right? When you're a single guy, it is easy to feel like we're all just passing ships in the night. This dude responds to that comment above. This hits so close. Damn. Dude, I'm going to give you a big round of applause. I could not have said it better myself. Could not have said it better myself. Oh, I did it again. There we go. This is a beautiful, well-written response that really gets at some deep down feels. I agree. Then I read your username and it only made your comment a million times better. What's his username? Butt Laser 5000. Edit. Thanks for the gold. I'm dying that my first gold came from poetic butt lasers. So for real, thanks. Damn, man. Yeah, these people, man. I love Reddit, man. I don't mind paying $40 a year to support this platform with premium access. There's so much great stuff out here. There's a lot of strange stuff too, but it's real. Half the time I take solace in freedom. The other half is an anxious mess. Well said, bro. So here's another one responding to that first posting, that first comment to the topic question posed. But first, let me check out the chat. Critical Mass Blog says, my girlfriend is like an anti-stress anger pill. I have noticed that effect. Dude, that's what I love about women. They balance men out and we balance them out. Listen, men and women, we need each other. It's not a desperate, weak, needy, or insecure thing to come out as a man and say, men and women need each other. We work best together, right? Look, let me put it to you this way. A man without a woman in his life is like trying to drive a car with no tires, right? Let me repeat that again. Does that make sense, guys? A man without a woman in his life, a good woman in his life, is like a man trying to drive a car with no tires. The car is not going to move. It might move on the rims for a little while, but it's not going to run as well, right? When you're with a woman that's a good woman, she balances you out so you run at a more optimal level than you already do without her. And you do the same thing for her on the flip side. But nowadays, people just don't seem to understand that, right? And that's why we turn into a hookup culture. It's just sad. I hope it goes back one day to the way it used to be. Critical Mass Blog furthermore says the feminine energy of a woman can balance you out. Right. Yeah, I've been saying that all along, bro. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that, Mass. Yeah. It doesn't make you any less of a man to admit that, right? It's the truth, right? Very, very masculine energy, bro, to say that. It's very much masculine energy. SAF Yesimo says, me too, Critical. I was lucky to find a woman who is a stress reliever instead of a stress receiver. Mass, not Mass. SAF Yesimo, Dion, I'm going to give you a big round of applause now, bro. I'm getting trigger happy. I'm getting trigger happy with the applause button. Right? There's no need to go 12 rounds with a woman. Right? There's no need to go 12 rounds with a woman. You find the right one, and naturally, it's just going to be amazing. Not true. All right. So this next one was another comment to another part of the original comment. I find myself yearning for a more romantic connection, not out of some desire to fulfill lustful urges, but because the intimacy that comes with a relationship is comforting, right? They're all responding to this now, right? So this person responds to that comment. I said this to my therapist last week. I was working in another state, far from home, family and friends, got in a relationship, things were good, made new friends, and my best friend for life is from this time. When the relationship ended, I felt empty. Repeat that again. When the relationship ended, I felt empty. Even with friends or traveling, I felt empty. Years later, I found out that was the intimacy that I was missing. I love that intimacy with a woman. And intimacy is just not in the bedroom when you're naked. It's when you're on the hiking trail, you're holding hands, you have your arm around your woman, or you're just walking next to her and you feel good, or even just being near her and knowing that she's there on that trail walking the path with you is an amazing feeling of intimacy. Men crave that and we desire that and we need that. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that. It doesn't make you any less of a man to feel that way. Excellent, dude. This is good. This is really good. Years later, I found out that was the intimacy that I was missing. I already read that. Being completely open to someone and know this someone is completely open to you is the most rewarding feelings I know. This guy's having a little bit of a grammar issue, but I get what he says there, right? That happened 12 years ago. Today, I'm married with another person for 6 years, and I can't feel the same openness I felt that time, and this is making me sad again. Well, that's because you settled for a woman that was willing to commit to you. That's not the type of woman you're attracted to, bro, and I hate to say it. If you have kids or not, you're going to end up in divorce at some point, bro. Why would you marry someone that you just don't feel it for? Because you miss the intimacy with a woman? Well, if you don't really feel something for that woman, you're just with her because she decided to settle with you, so you got with her because you wanted to have someone around to feel the intimacy. That's not real, man. That's not real, bro. Continue this thread. Huh. Being open with yourself counts for something, right? Don't give up, brother. Always look ahead in the future, even if the other person allowed you to be more open than your current spouse. It still ended for a reason. Treasure what you currently have, not what you could have had. Here's the thing. He doesn't want to be with this woman he's with. Look, would he talk about his wife in that way if he really felt a strong bond with her? It kind of sounds like he settled for whatever he could get, right? Not what he really was attracted to. That's important too. Attraction and chemistry and compatibility are important. What happens if you have an amazing wife, great friends, and yet still feel incredibly hollow? Then you got some serious issues. If you had an amazing wife that you respect, she respects you, you have great friends that love you, you love them, why would you not feel great? If you have that issue, then you've got some really, really, really serious mental and emotional issues, and you need psychological help. You need help beyond what I'm qualified to help you with. Probably a bad, stressing job or chronic depression. That's a possibility. Get some therapy for it. Go see your doctor. Go see your primary care physician and ask them if they can recommend a therapist to you or something, right? You see, there you go. You see a therapist and get help understanding why you feel that way. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that. There you go. Wow. I did it again. Let's see here. There's also the fact that there are things about myself that I only discovered by talking about them or discovering them with my partner. That's what's the beauty. That's the beauty of being with a woman. Because you can have those emotional conversations. I'm not saying you cry, but you can have those deep emotional conversations, intellectual conversations that the guys don't want to talk about with you. Or creative and artistic parts of myself that I built up to make beautiful things for her. When we split, it felt like she took these parts of me with her. Yeah, it's not that she took the parts of you with her. It's just that you no longer have her parts with you. It's the other way around, bro. And that includes everything. Not just the intimacy and the sex you're having with her, but the conversations. Just having someone in your presence that cares about you, you care about them, and you can go out and enjoy life. Also having a good woman that has a well-balanced work schedule, just like you hopefully have, will want to break the monotony from the work week and do something fun on the weekends. If you have weekends off like I do and most women that I date have, right? What was your therapist's response to your comment? That we have to find out why I feel this way. God, man. No shit, man. Really? Oh, the therapist said, well, we need to find out, sonny boy, why you feel this way, right? You better buy the year package for $12,000, and then we'll figure it out by then, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me go back to the main part here. I'm going to read a few more, folks, and I'm going to go off the air. Get your questions, comments, and concerns, and we are at 2 hours and 37 minutes. We're going to be wrapping this up in about 8 minutes or so. Let's see. This is a quote about femininity, masculinity. I will get it and post it. Cool, bro. Critical Mass blog furthermore says, femininity is preserved, masculinity is forged. In the same way, a feminine woman doesn't want a soft man, a masculine man doesn't want a hard woman. Right. Right, bro. Bro, I'm going to give you another big round of applause. That was beautiful. Excellent. Well said, bro. Well said. Well said. Let's see. Furthermore, Critical Mass blog says, a woman who has been through a lot is about as attractive to the opposite sex as a man who has hardly been through anything. Yeah, I get what you mean by that, bro. All right, a couple more here before we go off the air. Living in a new city for about 9 months now, and I still haven't really made close friends here yet. I agree that writing down what I'm feeling is extremely helpful. I find that sitting at a bar is the best place to write. The people around me make me feel a lot less alone. Well, whenever you're around people, doesn't necessarily have to be at a bar. That's just one place if you like going to bars. I'm not typically a bar person. I'm not saying they don't go. When I'm dating a woman, occasionally we'll go to a sports bar and have a couple of drinks, but we go there primarily for the food. But I get it, bro. You're around people. This is cognitive behavioral therapy. Write out your thought. Ask yourself whether or not it is really true. Write your response to any others coming through. Read David Burns, Feeling Good. You can find it at a secondhand bookstore for almost free. Okay. Maybe I'll check that out. Hey, man, I've been trying to start writing about my feelings and thoughts lately, but I don't know how to start. What advice would you give to me? You don't even have to write things down. Just brainstorm in your head, right? I brainstorm in my head. For some people, they have to write things down. But just start, man. Just start. Like with anything that you want to do, how do you start? You just start. People say, what's the best way to start a YouTube channel? Get a damn camera and hit record. right? You're going to screw up at first. Your first 5 or 10 or 20 videos are going to suck. But look what happens years later. Look at how far my quality's come. I've had people that have been following me for years. I've been doing this for almost 5 years now on YouTube. Look at my quality when I first started. I had a crappy internet connection. I had an okay computer. Look at me now, years later. I have a fiber line, 1,000 up, 1,000 down. I've got a $1,000 Sony a6400 camera that does great 1080p, 60 frames per second. I got a brand new i9 laptop. I got lights, a green screen. You just start and you build up to it, right? But if you never start, you're never going to get to this point. Just start. Just hit record, for example, if you're on YouTube. Or just start writing your feelings down. I do the stream of conscious writing. Stream. I like how he mentions stream. Of conscious writing, but I just do it at my computer because I can type faster than I write with a pen. None of you kids use pens anymore. You do it all on your laptop or your tablet or your smartphone, right? You have inspired me to try that. I live in anxiety that I don't understand since I have a great life. I come from a pretty shitty past, but for the past years, everything's going amazing, but internally I'm empty and sad. I'll start going outside and write down my thoughts, questions, etc. Well, it looks like you have unresolved issues stemming back from your childhood, with your parents. But it looks like I have identified them and you're trying to work through them. That's why internally you still feel empty and sad. But you're doing the best you can with what you've got, bro. And that's really nice to hear. Keep moving forward, man. Maybe I should consider getting out and writing. I am only doing the writing, but some days I just don't know what to write about. Like yesterday night, some days will be better than others. Some days maybe you write nothing, right? You guys write things down or brainstorm things when you're feeling this way, right? You're not always going to feel lonely and depressed. Sometimes you'll have a week of feeling lonely and depressed, right? And you write things down, then you're good for a week. Then, the following week you feel that way 1 or 2 days, and you keep on writing things down or brainstorming those feelings so you can work through them, and eventually you'll work through it. But even us good guys, right, that want a relationship, no matter how strong we are or how competent we are, right, and mentally and emotionally stable we are, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There's no man on the planet, no single man on the planet that, wouldn't rather be with a good woman in a loving, caring relationship than being single. I don't care what any one of these guys says or say. Passing ships in the night, responding to that original comment. This phrase reminded me of the song I Sat by the Ocean by Queens of the Stone Age. It's one of the lyrics. Okay. This is literally the post with the saddest comments I've ever seen. This world is cruel. I think these comments have been great. So I don't know why you're saying that. Are you kidding? This helped me relax knowing I'm not the only one. Yeah, the person that said that, this is literally the post with the saddest comments I've ever seen. This world is cruel. Oh, boy. That's uncalled for. If I was moderating that forum, I would, I don't know if I'd delete the comment, but I would have responded to that, and I would have just, never mind. I'm not going to say what I would have done. I'm a good dude. All right, folks. We are at 2 hours and 44 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up right now. It's going to end right at 2 hours and 45 minutes. I want to thank everyone for being here. If you missed this show or, you want a little more motivation and you want to really feel my passion during the first part of the show, go back and check out the replay. I really, really was hitting it hard the first segment, maybe the first part of the second segment. But check out this replay. Like, share, subscribe, folks. And let's continue working together. SIFUSMO, let's collab. And same with you, Critical Mass. Reach out to me later on today. I'm going to get some rest and we can talk later today and make some things happen this weekend or early next week. With that being said, have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye.